Okay, yeah. Good warm up, one of my favorite warm ups here. So we're doing straight arm, pec minor, kind of get this lower chest stuff going. Really trying to move the shoulder without moving the elbow. Then we're gonna go into more of an elbow bend, moving the shoulder less and elbow more. So it's kind of like warm up the chest, warm up the elbows, get a little bit of a pump in the chest and the triceps. And today's gonna be triceps, chest, and shoulders. So we're gonna do everything today. Start with lower chest. We'll go to a fly. We'll go to some presses, and then we'll transition into shoulders. So it's gonna be a good one. Let's go. So big key here is really keeping our abs tight and not thinking about trying to arch from this position. I'm actually trying to really keep my abs locked in so I can push myself out of it without lifting my chest up. Probably the worst insult you could get on contest prep is when people ask you if you've even started. You're halfway through already. But like I was saying, I was getting people all weekend telling me, you know, they're like, hey, good luck this weekend. I'm peak week, good luck at Toronto Pro. I'm not doing Toronto Pro. We're getting ready for the Italy Pro. We're gonna do the European circuit, Italy Pro, September 9th. Then we're gonna do the Germany show, Dennis James, the weekend after. 2 weekends after that, France. This is the France Tsunami Pro. So that's gonna be the circuit for this year. That puts us at just under 16 weeks out. And we're in the perfect spot, sitting at around 292, fasted in the morning, heavier than that, obviously now, in the middle of the day. But what we're gonna do is show you guys where we're at after the workout. So we're gonna start the actual chest work here with the pec deck here. So one thing that I've been doing that I really like on this is actually doing it one arm at a time. So with this machine here, you can actually set it up. It's a little bit more unique in the fact that you can change the strength curve. So I'm actually gonna make it heavier at the top. So it's actually lighter here. And as you squeeze it through, it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. You can also make it the opposite, where it's actually heavier down here and then it lightens up at the top. But just because I wanna really get a crazy squeeze in my pecs, especially that inner pec, I'm gonna do it here, one arm at a time. And the reason why I'm gonna do one arm at a time is because I can actually get more range of motion and get more contraction. So check this out. Place it on my hip like a most muscular. And I flex that other chest. So my left chest is always flexing as I work on my right chest moving. So big stretch and a big squeeze. And I'm never letting go of that other chest. So constant tension. And then same thing on the other side, just can't get lazy on your most muscular. If I start to loosen up on this one, I can get pulled one way or another, so I still have to use my abs here. So it really is abs, chest, most muscular, squeeze. It'll really come across where normally you'd probably stop right about here because they would touch, but now I can come all the way, squeeze. Crazy pump already, I can feel that. So what we'll do, now it's a higher volume training. So a lot of people are asking me about sets and reps. I'm doing 4 sets, minimum of everything. If we're doing something like a compound, you need to pyramid up more, 5 sets. Something like this, it only takes 1 warm up. We're gonna basically be doing 3 full working sets. So when you're doing that higher volume, you're not gonna pyramid up to a really heavy maximal weight and just do one all out set to failure. You're gonna be doing 3 hard sets right on the brink of failure, perfectly precise, targeted on the muscle. So it just takes a little bit more focus, split amongst those sets, and individually in each rep, just making each rep count. So that's what we're gonna do. We still pyramid up a little bit because we wanna get to our working weight. But once we get there, it's gonna be relatively just straight sets with high intensity. The protocol for the workout, now that we're doing the higher volume training, we're adding carbs to the workout. So after we do our first working set, we're gonna be putting in 60 grams of carbs. For the first hour of the workout, we drink the 60 grams of carbs. If we're gonna then do another hour of training, we'll add 60 grams of carbs. If we're gonna do another 30 minutes of training, it's gonna be another 30 grams of carbs. So it's gonna give us a total of between 90 and 120 grams of carbs, depending on if we're training for 90 minutes or 2 hours total, the higher volume training. So the reason why we're doing this really is if you just think about how you're doing your reps with one set to failure, you're doing, let's say, 10 to 12 really, really hard reps, and then those last couple reps are grinders. But over the course of that time, let's say that's maybe 30 seconds of time under tension. With this higher volume training, you can maybe eke out, let's say 30 to 40 seconds of intensity on that time under tension, but over 3 sets. So now you have 3 times the volume and 3 times the ability to train the muscle. So you're essentially just practicing more repetition of training that muscle. So this is a repetition game, guys. So more perfect reps on the target muscle equals more growth over time. So if you like that math equation, if that helps you, use it. And whatever type of training you are gonna do, just make sure you give 100% focus and believe that it's gonna give you, and just believe that it's gonna give you the results you're looking for. Because ultimately, your intention, your focus, and your belief is gonna give you the results. So keep working hard, guys. Let's get huge. Next exercise, we're gonna be doing a decline press. I really like this Nautilus press. It's got a little bit of a converging with the handles here, individual handles, which is nice. A lot of adjustability, so you can actually get in and out a lot easier. Protocol with the carbs, we just keep sipping in between all the sets. And so for this one, again, 4 sets. First one, maybe first 2 will be warm-ups, and then there'll be 3 hard sets here. Yeah, so with the decline presses, it's very similar where once you start getting heavy enough, this machine starts to push you and lift your chest up because you can't keep it down with your abs. So you still have to make sure you're keeping your abs tight and your rib cage down, not letting it flare too much. Because again, this is a decline bench. So if I just keep arching and arching and arching, I'm just pushing myself away. I want to actually be able to get over top of this thing, keep my elbows up higher rather than elbows down. Because initially this feels like it's going to be more comfortable. Feels like I can push from here pretty comfortably. But what's going to be more uncomfortable where I want to start is going to be now I have to keep my abs tight all the way down. Elbows are up. From there, lower chest. Ooh, here we go. Now we got that pump. But once you get the hang of that, you'll feel a lot stronger and get a lot more contraction right in that lower pec, and especially the inner lower, where you really finish off squeezing down, not squeezing up and away. Just a different feeling, but getting used to that, finishing squeezing down here, it's gonna feel really good if you wanna build that lower chest. So we got 2 more sets like that here. And usually if I train on my own, between sets, I'll just be breathing and flexing the muscle I'm training. Especially if you guys wanna get a better mind-muscle connection, what you can do is just, for your chest, push your palms together and hold that squeeze while breathing, nasal breathing only, 60 seconds as your rest period. So, and as I'm doing that, I can think about, let's say my left side, I can push my left side a little bit more than my right side. Then I can push my right side a little more than my left, and I can kind of just feel that tension between both. Or I can go up and in, upper chest more, or down into that lower chest more. But it's already starting to burn. And also, it keeps my body temperature up, and that keeps me sweating, and it keeps me pumped. So usually that's what I'm doing in between sets when I'm on my own. And another thing, when you're doing your high volume work like this, second set, it's the same weight, Now I can focus on making it even better. I can make every rep harder somehow, or I can aim for more reps than I did on that last set and get a better pump. Oh. 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 Because this training is all about mind-muscle connection. So I just want to think from the top to the bottom, can I hold that contraction, keep it full?
Where do you put it?
I would say like 80 or 90%. Because any harder and I'm shaking, but I want to be able to hold it and ideally just nasal breathe. I would say you want to be able to build up your ability to flex hard. Because if you just go all out and you're shaking, that's a little bit too much. But if you're not flexing hard enough, I'm not able to get every fiber contracted. So you have to build up that conditioning. And it's one of the best ways to do it. If you got a minute rest time, just flex for a minute. Go back to your set. Flex for another minute. Have a sip of carbs and just keep your body pumping. So give that a try, especially for something like chest. A lot of guys don't get that pump that they want, but it's because you just don't have that mind-muscle connection yet. So everyone that sees me, every time they see me do chest, I'm just flexing the whole time in between sets. And it really helps me get a crazy pump and keep that pump and keep that focus of my mind where I need to keep training. So, okay, let's get into the working weight.
In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout,
Time to work. Yep. Oh. 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 We're hitting failure, but we'll take it for another spin. 2-minute rest, try to get 8. Okay, let's go. Easy. One more set. We're falling short of 10 reps, so the last one will be a back off set. Oh. 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 That's failure. Couple partials, so I can't help myself. So, one more for chest. We're gonna do a flat press machine, and I'll show you my favorite one. Let's go. All right, so this one here, flat press. It's a Jim Lee Co flat press. I really like this one. A couple of reasons. I like how there's this foot pad thing here, so you can actually get yourself in good position, and then when you're done, you don't have to just like stick it back so far. The other thing is setting yourself up here. You want to make sure that these handles are kind of just in line with the armpits almost. So from here, I could probably bring the seat up just a little bit, but it's going to depend on your torso length and your arm length, where it feels best. this one is gonna converge for us. So I try to kind of go actually as wide as possible. Rather than in here, I feel like I'm too pinched in. My elbows are already back so far. Here, I can actually flare my elbows out slightly. And then what I want to think about is, again, I don't want to lift my chest up too much. I actually want to push my entire spine through the pad. And then from here, think about pushing myself away and my elbows come together and shoulders can actually end up in front of us. Oh, look. Ugh. A beautiful angel. Ugh. That's it. What is that? Oh, for the rest. There we go. This baby. Okay, nice and strong. Oh, 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 yep. Whew. All right.
Down 5.
Perfect. Yeah. Thing is, as soon as you start grinding for those reps, you're tapping more into your nervous system. So you kind of have to stop yourself. Unless you're just going one set to failure, different story, but with volume, you have to pace yourself. So chest is done, top to bottom, inside and out. Now we can move on to some shoulders. We're not going to do crazy heavy presses today on this push day. The heavy presses for shoulders will be later in the week on the other push day. So we'll do isolation, lateral raises, a little bit of rear delt, and then wrap it up there. Let's go. So biggest mistake that a lot of people will make on these is they end up trying to rotate their shoulders in and out. So I'm going internally rotated, and then I'm externally rotating, internally rotating, externally rotating. But what I want to see you guys do is set your bicep angle. So right now, if my bicep is facing forward, it's not going to end up facing in and then face forward and then out. I want to keep it facing forward and then out. So see how my bicep is still facing this way, where my thumb is pointing, and it's still at the top, rather than now my thumbs are pointing in, elbows are pointing out, and then from there, where do I go? If I want to keep it this way, I could go forward and make it more of a front side raise. But if I want to have a traditional side raise and just focus on my medial delt, biceps forward, plant myself on the floor, and think about folding in and pushing out wide. Get the last little bit of the carbs in before we finish off the rest of the workout. So what's this today? Like a 90-minute workout? So yeah, 90-minute workout. So we're getting in about 90 grams of carbs in this whole workout, and about 10 grams of EAAs, 10 grams of creatine. That's the full, and some sea salt as well. Ooh. So a little bit of rear delt action. What we're gonna do, instead of just holding the handle here, I'm actually gonna internally rotate a lot more. Really come up and over it here. So now my elbows are almost pointed up and out instead of down, sitting like this. Now my shoulders are up, almost cutting off into my clavicles now. I'm really trying to close in my clavicles and really open it up wide. It's actually more rear delt. You're actually getting more stretch on your rear delt, and you're kind of at this point, you're gonna basically run into your end range, and your rear delt's pumped here. Traps aren't working too much, as opposed to being here. I can actually squeeze back a lot farther and get more trap back here. So this almost forces you to get more stretch and prevents you from going back as far. But you do need to be able to internally rotate. Okay, so there we go. Push day done. Chest dominant push day. Upper chest, lower chest middle chest, inside and out. Plus, we do a little bit of a pump for the shoulders. In 3 days, we'll come back, smash shoulders with a bit of a pump for the chest, and plus more arm work. So for now, guys, that's today. Hope you guys picked up some of these tips. Hope you guys are taking notes. If you have questions about your training, shoot me a DM on Instagram or visit strandstrongfitness.com. Submit a coaching application. We can talk about your goals on a one-on-one video call. Can make a customized program for you, nutrition, all that good stuff. But beyond that, guys, just want to say thank you guys for tuning in today, and make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget, guys, healthy people build more muscle and stay strong, because strength is power.